And welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologeticnegropean live and in effect. So, how are you guys doing? A lot of you guys were really, you were kind of perplexed with the guy from yesterday, and I've got some more stories for you, and I don't think you're going to believe these stories either. So I'm going to start off with one, just to whet the palate, basically. So I lived in the Netherlands a long time ago. I lived there for quite some time. I lived in the Netherlands from 2004 till about 2012, okay? And back in 2006, I started seeing a woman, right? I was seeing a girl over there. And I forgot her name anyway. She's a pretty young lady, but definitely one of those girls that goes after guys with money. At the time, on the outside, I probably didn't have that much money, but on the outside, I looked like I had that much money. I had a big flashy car, and you know how girls can be like. Wait there, 1 second. I'm going to try and see what you're saying. I'm gonna turn you on in a minute. I'm trying to use the better camera. So that you can see me nice and clear. So anyway, I started seeing a girl over there back in 2006. It went nice. It was all nice. It was nothing serious. It was just a bit of fun. That's all. And she told me about a guy that she was seeing, right? And I'm going to show you this guy. I'm going to see if I can hopefully show you this guy. There we go. I'm going to show you him. There you go. He's a famous football player in Holland, right? He played in England as well. Ryan Babel, that's his name. So he was quite young when I was living in the Netherlands, because he's still only 34 now. Ryan Babel. So he played for Ajax. Soccer. All you soccer heads, you might even know him. The soccer guys out there that knows a thing or two about football. He played for Liverpool and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not going to go too deep into it. But she was seeing him at one point. And Ryan used to go there to her apartment. They used to get busy, They used to get busy. And she told me about what he would do after he had gotten busy with her. What he used to do is he used to always be protected, right? He always used to wear protection, right? And after he had finished his business, he'd always take his protection off very carefully. He would tie a knot in it, he would put it in a piece of paper, and he would make sure he put it in his pocket, and he would leave the apartment making sure that he had whatever he had done in his pocket. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard stories like this before, right? I'm sure that's not the first story you've ever heard of something like that. Fair enough. Okay, so let me tell you another story, because there's a reason why he did this, right? There's a reason why he did this. So I'm going to show you somebody else. Let's have a look. We're having some fun tonight. This young lady, right? If anyone is from the Netherlands, you'll know who she is, and that's her husband. Okay, so the gentleman's name is Patrick Kluivert. He was another football player. Played for the Netherlands for a long, long time. I remember him when I was a kid. played for the Netherlands, and boy, he was so good. This was before he went to Barcelona. Really good football player. Well, anyway, before his wife was his wife, he was with another woman, right? He was with another woman. Not this woman that you see here, a different woman. And he was unfaithful to this woman, and he was having an affair with this lady behind her back. So he was constantly seeing this woman. He was constantly seeing her behind his girlfriend's back. And then his girlfriend found out. She got angry. Patrick, continued to see this other woman. This woman. He then had to explain to her that he had to end the relationship. He had to end the relationship. Miraculously, she got pregnant with his baby. Now, Patrick was always like, how on earth did that happen? How is that possible that happened? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If you listen to the first story, you know where I'm going with this. But this story is even crazier. I'm going to show you her name so you can try and look this up for yourself. Right there. So her name is... it'll come up. It's really slow tonight for some reason. So, how did she get pregnant? Every time Patrick Kluivert would come around her house and they would get busy, he would take his protection, wrap it up and throw it in the bin. After he had left the house, she would take it and she would freeze it. She would freeze it. In the Netherlands, this is like a known story. Everybody knows this. And if there's anybody watching, if you're from the Netherlands, please let me know and tell me, if you know about that story, just confirm it, because it sounds crazier than, my goodness. She froze it. And it wasn't until he had threatened, he said, hey, listen, we need to stop here. Bam! She did the business. She defrosted it, did whatever. I don't know what she did. I don't know how she did it. I thought she wrote a book, so I was looking for the book that she wrote it in because she admitted what she did. Women can be crazy. They can be crazy. They can do crazy stuff. Whatever it takes to get the bag. Is that what they say? Yep. To get that bag, they will do whatever. Now, I don't think she was doing it to get the bag, in all honesty. I don't think she froze the sperm to get the bag. I think she just wanted to be with him. I think that's what, well, she's still with him now. And apparently they're happily married. You don't know about these celebrities, do you? But apparently she's happily married with him. They're still together right to this day. I think that this is a wild story. I think it's absolutely wild that this happened. But it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of women doing these types of things with sports stars. So, where is this mostly happening? It's happening a lot in the United States of America. It's not happening as much in the United Kingdom, which is strange. It's not happening as much in the United Kingdom. We do have these football players who have wives and girlfriends. WAGs, they call them in the UK for some reason. They do have them. They are looking for money. that are looking for the easy life. But I think they're more looking for celebrity status than they are looking for money. Yeah? A lot of these girls get brought up, they generally get brought up in privilege. They are generally, and I mean, I'm being very general, but they tend to be white girls. Yeah? They tend to be white girls. In the UK, of course. Mostly white girls there, right? So, yeah. Let me tell you another story. What's his name? There's another football player, soccer player called Sterling. His name is something Sterling. He's a Jamaican British football player. I forgot his first name. I'm going to see if you guys know. I'm going to try and get you guys up because I can't actually see. There we go. By the way, hello Neem Njaya. Hello. Hello AS. Hello. Missed you too. Over there where? Over there where? I don't know. I can't say that I have. Oh, I don't know. Oh, sorry. You can't say that you have. Yeah, no, you won't know these people. But yeah, inserted with a turkey baster. Whoa! You sound like you know about that. Yeah, but it's the truth. She did it. Yeah, Raheem Sterling. Thank you, Brianna. Raheem Sterling. Do you know, Brianna, about his children? Do you know about what happened to him? Because Raheem Sterling is a British Jamaican football player, but he plays for England. And when he was very young, he went to play professional football when he was very young. Okay, so he got his contract when he was 16 or something like that. He was really good. He still is good. He's there now playing. He doesn't seem to have aged. He's been in the Premier League for, I don't know, God knows how long. 12, 13 years. So he's had a nice, long, illustrious, lucrative career. And he needed it because when he was about 16 years old, just as he's leaving high school, you leave high school in England when you're 16, but just as he's leaving high school and he's going into the Premier League, boom, 2 girls pregnant straight away. Boom! Everyone's like, what are you doing? These women are not stupid. They're not stupid, okay? Every woman that I've just spoken about just now knew what they were doing. They knew what they are doing because most women are intelligent. They're intelligent creatures, right? And if you're not careful, okay, that's what I'm going to say. If you're not careful, the wrong ones will sneak up on you and bite you. Everybody knows this. Well, I'm saying everybody knows this, but why does it keep happening? PJ Washington. This is a video that I'm bringing out tomorrow. PJ Washington. What's going on with him? And what's going on with him with this? Oh gosh. Brittany Renner. So I heard about this earlier this year, and I was watching her on the oh gosh, what's his name again? I keep forgetting names, guys. Keep forgetting names. She was on YouTube last night. Come on, tell me. I bet you somebody's watching who was watching her on YouTube last night with. Come on. Oh dear. Anyway, she was on YouTube last night. She was having an interview last night. And she has been honest and open from the get-go about what she does. And she was just naming everybody. She was naming all these celebrities. She had a whole list of celebrities that she had slept with. A whole list of them. And it's crazy. It's kind of scary because she's open about it. She doesn't care. And before all this fiasco happened, a good few years ago, she sat down in front of a camera. You're going to see this video tomorrow. She sat down in front of the camera and told everybody, hey, I am that type of girl. I am the type of girl that will, will do that for the money. She's just honest and open about it. Fair play to her. She's not a snake. How can she be a snake if she was honest and open about it? Well, I don't think she told PJ Washington, hey, I'm going to have a child with you and you're going to pay me $100,000 a month for the rest of your goddamn life, right? Or for the foreseeable future. So this is a crazy situation with him, right? I started this video, right, and I named the video, Why Do African American Men Get Scammed by Women So Easily? I did name it that. But I'm thinking of just saying, men of African descent. Had to be careful there. Men of African descent. And we're not talking about African continentals. Because they don't tend to get up in the same situation that those in the diaspora get into. Okay, the ones that I see, the Africans that come from, there's Emmanuel Ibue, I forgot about him. Another football player, by the way, played for Arsenal. He got royally effed. He was homeless for a while afterwards. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine earning upward of $100,000 a week and then going to the point in which you're so broke you can't even afford to pay rent on a house? Some crazy situation. Crazy situation. But anyway, a lot of men of African descent are getting done over. So-called high-value men. So-called high-value men. But it doesn't seem as though these high-value men have any sense. It's like when they see that, that bubble, something comes over them. And they can't help it. All they are thinking about is getting their appendage wet. Right? That's all they're thinking about. Everything else is irrelevant. Everything else, it doesn't matter. What's relevant is that they get their appendage wet. I'm having to be careful, guys, you know that. Why is it? Why is it that they can't see sense? It doesn't seem to happen as much to white athletes. I'm sure it does, but why does it, especially in the United States of America, maybe more so over here in the UK, but in the United States of America, you're not seeing a bunch of white athletes, with lots of baby mothers paying out lots of, I'm sure they exist, I'm not saying they don't exist, but I'm saying you don't tend to get it. So why? Why are we so fixated with beautiful women, or what we can get from beautiful women, to the point in which we stop thinking rationally and stop thinking logically? We need to start thinking with this instead of with this. Why does that happen? Do you think we are predisposed genetically to want to spread our seed as much as possible? Let's have a look. Brittany Renner didn't use a turkey base. I didn't say she did, by the way, sorry. She played off what many women do. Sorry, I'm going to I'm sorry, I need to, I'm going to try and put that up so people can see this. Give me a second. I'm using like 5 devices, so I want to highlight it for Yao. Okay, and live, and where are you? Where are you? Anyway, so no, I know she didn't use a turkey baster, you know. She's just, I don't even like using the word smart because I don't think Brittany Renner is smart. She just knew what she wanted. And now she has the money to take care of herself and of her children now, regardless of what PJ Washington does. She had the money anyway. So I'm trying to ask you guys, who is it? Is it the women? Should the women change the way they do this? They act towards men with money, where they are, you know, where they are putting themselves in a situation where they will get money from this man for the rest of his life. They may not love them. They don't care about love. They may not even have a family. It's not like Brittany Renner wanted a family. Brittany Renner didn't care about having a family. Is this the way to go now? No, it doesn't matter if I have a family. It matters that I have a child and that child is taken care of. Boom. That's it. You know, long after my body has long after the body's gone and I can't put up any more booty pics, you know, on Instagram. She's another IG model. Long after the body's gone, I'm going to be making it. I don't have to worry about that. Long after PJ Washington is running around doing his thing with other women, he probably will do that. I will still be good. Crazy, crazy situation. And then we have the video that I made yesterday with this gentleman who is seemingly oblivious to the fact that there are women out there who simply want to take his money off him. Anthony Frazier, yeah. So he's gone and given all this money, and he's no football player, he's just a businessman. He's gone and given all this money to a woman that he didn't even meet. And the thing is that I was sitting here thinking to myself, well, this is just a one-off, right? I mean, this isn't happening all the time. It wasn't until I heard later on inside that same video that actually he had done this with many, she had done this with many African American men. Because once his video went viral, other African American men came forward and spoke about their experience with this same woman. And the reason why she's able to hook them on so easily is because she's speaking to them. She speaks to them. She says their names. Hello, how you doing? I can't wait to see you. Blah, 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 blah. She's talking like that. And it's actually her. I showed you the video in the video yesterday. So it doesn't look like a scam. It just looks like a pricey woman who needs, who needs a lot of taking care of, who needs a lot of money to be taken care of. Okay, so somebody asked me in the video yesterday, why is it that in order for black men to feel like they've made it, they need to go with a Caucasian woman? And I'm not even sure if that's so much the case in the United States. Right, listen, we see a lot of these women. It's not so much the case in the United States. I think a lot more American athletes in the United States, those guys tend to, I'm talking athletes, Anyone, basically. Anyone, especially African Americans, because they are very ubiquitous with who they date. They don't tend to date outside their race, right? I think it's just niche men who probably have become successful because they didn't have the same life, they didn't grow up in the same society or under the same parental structure as your typical African American person who gets brought up within their communities, within their close-knit communities, and they don't tend to mess with other races unless it's for business or excuse me, or for something like that. It's a crazy situation, and I just wished people would wake up. I wish these men would wake up. So this is something which Brittany Renner, not Brittany Renner, somebody else said it, okay? It might have been Brittany Renner, but what was said is that when she was going after these men, so she was actively looking for a guy where she could have a child with. End of story. Doesn't matter whether he stayed or not. Okay, bye. Right? When she was looking for this guy, I forgot what I was about to say, my mind's gone blank. Hate it when my mind goes blank. But have a think about it. She didn't want to be with him. She didn't want to have a long-term relationship with this guy. It didn't matter. What matters is that she got paid for having this child, and she didn't need to have this child. And she needed long-term stability. And it looks like she just sounds like a business-savvy woman, even though it's cold what she did. It's cold what she has done. Who can blame her? Who can blame her? If these athletes are stupid enough, I remembered what I was about to say now. If they're stupid enough to go with her, if they're stupid enough to sleep with a lady without the protection that they need, then whose fault is that? A lot of the people, this was about to say before, a lot of the guys that she was looking for, she targeted them. So she was looking for someone that's young. So this guy, PJ Washington, is 10 years younger than she is, right? 10 years younger than she is. She was like, okay, that one's good enough. 10 years younger. That one's stupid enough, gullible enough. And then she would look at the teams that they were going for, they were going to. Now, what was she looking for in those teams? She was looking to see if there was a structure of old school basketball players there surrounding them. So she stayed away from the Hornets, the Charlotte, they're not called the Charlotte Hornets anymore, are they? Anyway, she stayed away from the Hornets. Why? Because Michael Jordan and his coaching staff was there. And she knew she wouldn't be able to get close to these guys. They wouldn't be out at the club, doing all this, doing all that. You know what Michael Jordan is like. He'd probably beat the hell out of them. She purposefully went for the teams that had young players and had a mainly middle class, middle-aged white coaching staff, who didn't really know, they didn't know what it was like to be a 20-something multi-millionaire basketball player in 2021. They didn't know a lot about social media. They didn't know a lot about all that kind of stuff. So this is what was important for her. And she zeroed in on PJ Washington. She looked at all the other players as well. She was like, oh, yeah, Tyler Hero, whatever his name is. I don't know these basketball players. But she was looking at all these players. She was like, nah, no, not that. This one, yeah, he looks. Bam, done. Cold, real cold. But definitely the truth. This is what we got. So where do we go from here? How can we teach African American men, mainly African American men, that they should just say no? Just say no. I don't know. It tends to be when we're a little older, when we actually realize that sometimes it's better just to say no, that we don't have to constantly think with our appendage. It's not the number one thing, you know, you're not going to feel better. Oh, well, sometimes you feel better, but you're not going to always feel better about it afterwards. How do you explain that to somebody? I think it's important that you take a look at the way this Brittany Renner, how she did it, and take a look at what she stayed away from. And I think that what she stayed away from was the older black men. These are the, I'll tell you something, even when, you know, my dad, you know, I can still think back now to when I was a child. It's the scariest thing alive to have him get angry with you. We used to just be quiet. We listened to our dad all the time. We always listened to our father. Mother, we sometimes, you know, but our father, we never crossed him. He didn't even deal out the punishment half the time. Even that, but we were still mostly afraid of him as opposed to being afraid of my mother. And I think that if we have this structure around our young black boys, black men, I think we stand to be in a better position to teach them about how the world works, about the women who are out there, how to find a good woman. I mean, these basketball players, they can have any woman they want. You know, you wouldn't even, you've been to university, even if you've been to university, most of them don't go to university for the full 4 years. Some of them barely are getting into university now. But a lot of these guys are really intelligent, right? Go after an equally intelligent woman. Go after a woman who's going to, do you know what, do the solar system question. How many planets are there in the solar system? If they can mention 3, that's good. Which one's the closest one to the sun? If you ask them how many, you know, name one planet in our solar system and they can't name one, walk away. Because you're not going to have a decent, intelligent question with a person who doesn't know that we live in the solar system, right? It sounds a little lame, but it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. We're there now. We're in that situation where we have to be brutally honest about the types of people who are out there. It's not all about getting to the club, popping bottles, you know, shaking the booty, that type of thing. It's not going to last for very long. You can enjoy it. You can do all that. You can enjoy your lives. You're multi-millionaire rich kids. For heaven's sakes, enjoy it. But be sensible. And you're not going to be able to be sensible, and you know, unless you have that structure around you, unless you have a black man around you who's sitting there. What time were you in? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? And Michael Jordan gives that perception that he's going to beat you up. He gives that, right? You wouldn't mess around with him now. Certainly not back then, you know, I suppose not in the 90s anyway. 1980s Jordan, of course you would, but 1990s Jordan, the aggressive, don't F with me Jordan, no, you wouldn't mess around with him. And this is great. This is great that we have this formula, but what's not great is that we have so many fathers who are absent from their children's lives, and they are unable to be there for their boys. I'm going to try and take a look at your. Give me a second. Oh, goodness, I'm trying to get this up. I can't find it. Let's have a look. There we go. There we go. I'm going to try and read your comments now. Respectfully, your ancestral lands are being colonized. Why are you discussing this? I'm discussing this because it's important. Don't you think what I said is important? Do I have to discuss something about our ancestral lands? This is not the channel for it. This is not the channel for it. This is about people getting scammed, right? And I think that a woman sleeping with you and having a child with you under false pretenses is, well, it's fraud, isn't it? There you go. I just answered your question. That's how Vitalik pumping out Ethereum. I don't understand that, Matifi. John is my 60-year-old babe. I'm trying to read you guys your Atlantic Creole Etho Nation. Why are you neglecting your ancestral land obligation in the Caribbean? I don't know. I'm not talking about that. Maybe I'll talk about it another day, shall we? Shall I? See what else has been said here. Sorry, yeah, I missed this one. Brittany Renner didn't use a turkey baster. She played off what many women do when it comes to ballers, even across the pond. Anything white or white adjacent is preferred. Tends to be the lighter persuasions, right? It does tend to be them. But this is the United States, right? There is a large helping of, you know, European DNA in the blood of African Americans, right? Perhaps more so than those in the lower Caribbean. I say lower Caribbean, I have to be careful, you know. But even if you look at Haiti, you got a lot of purebloods. So yeah, that's what I mean. There is no other way around this when it comes to the young ones. When it comes to the gentleman that I spoke about yesterday, there is no excuse. I mean, I can sit here and think of one. You can say that this guy actually was in a situation where he had grown. He was younger. When he was younger, perhaps he was poor. Perhaps I don't know whether he was poor or not, but I know he grew into he was very oh my gosh, I'm forgetting all my words here. Successful man. So he was a successful man ultimately. Made a lot of money. But there just didn't seem to be any common sense with him. What happens? Well, mate, go and jump on a plane. Jump on a plane and see this woman. Why the hell are you still, even now, trying to contact this woman by writing and stuff? If I had that kind of money, I would definitely hunt her down. Like literally hunt her down. I wouldn't do anything bad to her. I'd embarrass her though. Definitely embarrass her. Blow her up wherever she was, in the Maldives, or in wherever she hangs out now, spending your guys' money. That's where I'll go, and I'll blow her up. You know, it hurt me when I was reading all these guys, these other guys talking about losing 5, 10, 15. One guy said he lost 50,000 with this woman from his day, with this Russian IG model. 50,000. And so this woman was going for it, looking for the African American high value man and targeting those men. There must have been a reason for it. Why is she targeting those men? Because she knows she can't, get onto the basketball court down at Madison Square Garden. She doesn't know how to get into the after parties. How do you get to live the American dream? You do it by using your power, the internet, and your looks. All I can say for the older guys is you gotta be careful, but it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, isn't it? I have a lot of hope. And I'm hoping that men, because I'm the kind of man who I won't do it. I won't do it. I used to tell my wife before, I won't cheat on you, I'll never cheat on you. And she doesn't like the answer I give her when she says to me, why won't you cheat on me? Because it's got nothing to do with love. I've cheated on a woman before and I was in love with her. It's got nothing to do with love. It's got everything to do with the hassle and stress that, potentially destroying your family. That, for me, is more scarier than anything else. It's not about love. It isn't. If I love a woman and I don't want to hurt that woman's feelings, this is the way I used to think before. If I don't want to hurt that woman's feelings, I'll just make sure I don't get caught. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. I'll just make sure I don't get caught. That's the way I used to think. I've changed somewhat now. For me now, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it because I know it. So now that I'm older, it's difficult for a woman to persuade me to do anything, especially physical. I used to like the way my brother used to do things. I've got a brother who's a year younger than me. He was really cool, right? So I remember I used to go out with him sometimes, and he's got a wife and he had 2 kids at the time, I think. 2 kids, maybe 1 kid at the time. And he used to do this. When a woman used to approach him and used to talk to her, the first thing he used to speak about was his wife and his children. It was the first thing off his tongue, out of his mouth. Boom. It's a weird one. It's a real weird situation because you have 2 things that could happen when you tell a woman, I'm married, I've got children. You're either going to get a decent woman who'll be like, oh, okay, your wife is lucky, man. I'll be respectful and walk away. Or you'll get the type of woman who will be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get mine. And they go for it. They hit it harder. They go after you hard, really hard. That competitiveness that women have inside them, that comes out. They want you more because women don't like getting turned down in that way. Especially pretty women. When you turn down a pretty woman, boy, it's horrible. It's horrible because they go after you. So they don't like being turned down. I believe that most of his life was spent one-handed on the interweb. He didn't jump on a plane because interweb S was the normal life for him. Not sure what you're talking about. Vitalik Buterin is behind Ethereum crypto. Those scams are tools. Do you know what? I'm gonna do a video on that, Matifi. I'm gonna do a video on that. But crypto is a whole web of other, it's a treasure trove of stuff that I'd need to talk about, really. Oh, wait there. What's going on? Right. So let's see what else is being said. Atlantic Creole Etho Nation. Descendants of USA chattel slavery equals United States Atlantic Creole people. Yeah. Creole. Who are they mixed with? Creole means mixed, right? Who are they mixed with? The system that has corrupt black women over there in America and here. Okay, sorry. Mixed, liar. I don't know who you're talking to. But you gotta chill a bit, man. If you're gonna try and offend me, then you need to say it and then wait until I read it. Because you've said too much stuff here. Let's have a look. There you go, Bobness. Cheating takes far too much effort. I'm really lazy. If I can get back here. I'm back. I'm back. Hey. I'm glad I'm back. Ross, that would have been really not good. Let's have a look. Oh, God. All right, cool. I'm back. Perfect. Perfecto. Now, what was I saying? Oh, God. I'm reading your guys' messages. I'm still reading your messages, by the way, guys. I'm still reading them. Your wording is off, but I'm thinking this is part of the clickbait. What clickbait? Why are women changing men? Haven't men always been this way? I thought men had always been this way. Look, what else? If a woman wants to chase a man, she has to be prepared to be rejected. That's true. That's true. Men get rejected far more than women get rejected. But I think we have tougher skins than a woman. Because it happens to us a lot more times. We have a lot more experience of it happening to us. And I think that's the difference between a man getting rejected and a woman getting rejected. Women rarely get rejected. It rarely happens, especially a pretty woman, a beautiful woman. And I've done this before, trust me, because I know it's like reverse psychology. You really want a woman? Reject them. Reject them. I know it sounds counterproductive, but if you really want a woman, ignore them. Act as if they don't exist. It's happened to me all the time, man. It's, yeah. Women tend to want the men that they can't have. Am I wrong or am I right? I might be wrong with that one, but that's the way I've seen things. Like I said, I've been around for a long time. I know, I mean, I'm very happy to be in this situation now where I'm not thinking with what's between my legs anymore. This is, why I can't understand some men who are hitting 50 years old and they're still running after women. It's like, chill, man. Do you have nothing else better to do? Do you not have any dreams, any aspirations that you want to build? It's never too late. Do you want to start now? Build something for your kids? No, you're still busy sticking your appendage into places where it shouldn't be. Does that theory work with poor average men? Yes, it does. It worked with me. I've done it before. I've been poor. I wouldn't say I'm poor now, but I've been poor. So yeah, it's worked with me. So let's have a look. Nice. Yes, Mativia. Yeah, no problem. I've just taken a screenshot, so I'm going to take a look at that. I've got Brittany Renner to come up, and I've got another video that I've got to do. I'm going to keep this one a surprise though, because you guys are going to be like, "Whoa, where are we going?" I can't wait to do this one actually, but it's going to take a bit of research, so I may not release it until for another week from now. But it's a good video. It's once again people in our community, and I mean literally the repat community. There's one guy that is, oh boy, he's a piece of work right now. He's wreaking havoc in his community because he's unable to do things his way. I'm not going to say any names. But guys, listen, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. I'm really happy with the way tonight's gone. I'm really happy with that. I'm happy to be going live again. Tomorrow I've got a video coming out. It is going to be about Brittany Renner, right? So I'm going to tell you, if you don't know what's happened with Brittany Renner and this PJ Washington, then you're going to know about it afterwards. Okay, I'm going to show you all the videos and the clips. You're going to hear her say things that you would not believe she has said years ago, and it's still out there now on the internet for anybody to take off the internet and rip. I'm going to take a lot of it off, and I'm going to show you for yourself. You can see it for yourself. What was this PJ Washington thinking? It's not like she's incredible. You've seen the girl, the one on the left, on my thumbnail. She's not. Wow. You know, crazy, guys. All I can say is think with this, okay? Think with this. So guys, that's all I've got time for tonight, right? I want you guys to let me know what you think about PJ Washington, Renner, and Anthony, Frazier, everybody. Let me know what you think, how you think. Let me know how you would deal with this situation in the comment section below. It'd be really interesting to hear what you have to say about that. Oh dear. Right now, yeah. Check Leon on YouTube on Polite 100. Oh wow, did he do it? I'll take a look at it. But for now, that's all I've got time for. And what I mean Leon Honor. I'm going to take a look at that, okay? So that's what I've got time for tonight, guys. Thank you for coming. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Take care. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Oh, dear. I'm going to redo this. There we go. And